Hey, plant lovers! Are you tired of seeing your plants struggle to grow? Do you look at them and think, I'm doing everything right, but why aren't they thriving? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. And the good news is, I've got some amazing easy tips for you today that will take your plants from sad to stunning in no time. And the best part? You don't have to spend a ton of money or get all complicated. We're talking about 3 everyday items that you probably already have in your kitchen or pantry that can make a huge difference in how fast and healthy your plants grow. I know, it sounds too good to be true. But trust me, these items are like secret power-ups for your plants, and I'm about to show you how they can work their magic. And don't worry if you're new to plant care. These tips are super simple and anyone can use them, no matter your experience level. So whether you're an absolute beginner or a seasoned plant parent, these everyday items will give your plants the boost they need to thrive. Now here's the catch. Plants need 3 essential things to grow healthy and strong: sunlight, water, and nutrients. But sometimes, even if we're giving them the right amount of light and watering them consistently, something is still missing. That's where these 3 supercharging items come in. They're packed with natural nutrients that plants crave, and when used properly, they can help your plants grow faster, bloom more beautifully, and just generally become healthier and stronger. So let's get to it. But before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. You don't want to miss out on more plant care hacks that'll keep your plants happy and healthy for years to come. Also, give that like button a little tap if you love seeing your plants thrive. It helps me out a ton, and I love knowing you're loving these tips. Alright, let's get started with the first everyday item that can supercharge your plant growth. Okay, let's dive right into the first item that can work wonders for your plants. Coffee grounds. Yes, those leftover coffee grounds you've been tossing in the trash after your morning brew? Well, it's time to rethink that. Turns out these little brown bits are packed with nutrients that your plants absolutely love. So what's the deal with coffee grounds? Why are they so great for your plants? Well, first off, coffee grounds are rich in nitrogen, one of the 3 essential nutrients that plants need to thrive. Nitrogen is responsible for promoting healthy, vibrant growth, particularly in the leaves. When your plant gets enough nitrogen, its leaves will turn a lush green, and the overall plant health will improve. Plus, coffee grounds also contain other essential nutrients like potassium and phosphorus, both of which support strong root development and help plants flower or fruit more effectively. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but how exactly do I use these coffee grounds? Do I just throw them in the soil? Don't worry, I got you. Here's how to make the most out of your coffee grounds. First, let's talk about how much you should use. You don't want to overdo it, as too many coffee grounds can lead to a buildup of acids, which might not be great for your plant's roots. The key is moderation. A thin layer spread across the surface of the soil is perfect. If you're adding them directly to your potted plants, sprinkle them evenly, then gently mix them into the top inch of soil. Another trick is to use coffee grounds as a natural mulch. Mulching helps keep moisture in the soil and prevents weeds from growing. So not only will your plants get the benefits of the coffee grounds, but you'll also help maintain a healthy environment for them to grow in. Just spread a thin layer of coffee grounds around the base of your plants and you're all set. Now, if you're dealing with certain plants that love acidic soil, like azaleas, blueberries, or hydrangeas, coffee grounds are a perfect match. The slight acidity in the grounds will complement their needs and can help them thrive. But if you're growing plants that prefer neutral to alkaline soil, it's a good idea to keep an eye on the acidity levels, just to make sure you're not altering the pH too much. The best part? Coffee grounds are totally free if you're already brewing coffee at home. It's an easy way to recycle waste into something super useful for your plants, and they'll definitely thank you for the extra nutrients. But hey, don't just take my word for it, try it out yourself. Start using coffee grounds in your garden, and watch your plants respond. You'll be amazed at how quickly they perk up, grow stronger, and look greener. Alright, now that you've got the scoop on coffee grounds, let's move on to our next supercharger, something you probably already have in your kitchen. Alright, let's jump into our next plant power-up: eggshells. You've probably been throwing away eggshells for years, right? But hold up, don't toss them just yet. These humble kitchen scraps are actually a hidden gem when it comes to plant care. They're packed with calcium, and trust me, that's a game changer for your plants. So why is calcium so important? Well, calcium helps with cell wall structure in plants, and this is crucial for the overall health of your plants. Strong cell walls make plants more resilient to disease and pests, and it also helps them grow faster and stronger. Calcium is particularly important for young plants and seedlings, as it helps with root development and overall growth. Without enough calcium, plants can develop what's called tip burn, which is when the edges of the leaves start to die off, or they can experience stunted growth. Now, you might be thinking, okay, eggshells are great, but how do I use them? It's super simple, I promise. Here's what you need to do. First, make sure your eggshells are clean. Just rinse them off to remove any leftover egg whites or yolk, then let them dry completely. You can speed up the drying process by leaving them in the sun for a bit. Once they're dry, crush them up into small pieces. You can use your hands, a mortar and pestle, or even a rolling pin to break them down. The finer the pieces, the faster they'll decompose in the soil, releasing calcium to your plants. Now here's the fun part. There are a couple of ways you can use these crushed eggshells for your plants. One way is to sprinkle them directly onto the soil, just like we did with the coffee grounds. Gently mix the eggshells into the top inch of the soil to avoid creating a tough crust on the surface. If you're growing plants in pots, just sprinkle a little around the base and then water as usual, but that's not all. You can also use eggshells in your compost pile. Toss them in with your other compostable materials and they'll decompose slowly, enriching the compost with calcium over time. Here's an extra pro tip. If you're growing tomatoes, peppers, or other fruiting plants, eggshells are a fantastic addition. These plants love calcium, and adding eggshells to the soil can help prevent a common problem called blossom end rot, which is a nasty condition that causes dark, sunken spots on the bottom of fruit. By adding eggshells, you can help your plants stay healthy and produce beautiful, blemish-free fruit. One of the best parts about eggshells is that they're completely free. They're a perfect example of how you can recycle kitchen waste into something super valuable for your plants. So next time you crack an egg, just hold on to those shells. They're a natural, low-cost way to give your plants a healthy calcium boost that'll help them grow big, strong, and beautiful. Alright, now that you know the calcium secret, let's move on to our final supercharging item, something sweet and totally unexpected. Alright, we've saved the best for last, banana peels. You might be thinking, banana peels for my plants? How does that work? But trust me, banana peels are a total game changer when it comes to boosting your plant's growth. They are packed with potassium, which is essential for helping your plants grow strong and produce beautiful flowers and fruit. So, why is potassium so important for plants? Well, potassium helps regulate various processes in your plant, like water balance and disease resistance. It also helps with photosynthesis, which is the process by which your plants turn sunlight into energy. In simple terms, potassium is a key nutrient that helps your plants grow bigger, stronger, and more vibrant. If your plants are flowering or fruiting, potassium is especially crucial because it encourages those blooms and fruits to be more abundant and healthier. But here's the kicker. We're talking about potassium that's naturally found in banana peels. So, what's the best way to harness the power of banana peels for your plants? Let's break it down. First, start by chopping up your banana peels into small pieces. The smaller the pieces, the faster they'll decompose and release their nutrients into the soil. You can even blend them into a mush if you want them to break down even quicker. Once you've got your peels chopped up, there are a couple of ways you can use them. Directly in the soil. Sprinkle the chopped up banana peels around the base of your plants. If you're working with potted plants, just gently work the peels into the soil at the bottom of the pot. The peels will break down over time and release potassium into the soil, giving your plants a steady supply of this vital nutrient. Banana peel tea. Okay, here's a cool trick. You can also make banana peel tea. All you need to do is place a few banana peels in a jar or container, fill it up with water and let it sit for about 3-5 days. After that, strain the liquid, and you've got banana peel tea, packed with potassium and other nutrients. You can water your plants with this liquid, and it'll give them an extra nutrient boost that will help them grow strong and healthy. This is a great way to make the most out of your banana peels if you're looking for an easy, no-mess way to feed your plants. So, why do banana peels work so well? Besides potassium, banana peels also contain phosphorus and magnesium, both of which are vital for your plant's overall health. Phosphorus helps with root development, and magnesium supports photosynthesis. Banana peels are especially great for flowering plants, fruiting plants, and even leafy greens. If you want to see your plants bloom brighter or your fruits develop faster, banana peels are the secret ingredient you've been missing. And don't forget about the environmental benefit. Instead of tossing those banana peels in the trash, you're recycling them and using them to improve your garden. It's a win-win for both your plants and the planet. So, next time you eat a banana, don't just throw away the peel. Give it a second life in your garden. Your plants will thank you and you'll be amazed at the results. You'll see more vibrant blooms, healthier fruits, and greener leaves, all from something that would normally just end up in the trash. Alright, now you've got the lowdown on all 3 everyday items that can seriously supercharge your plant growth: coffee grounds, eggshells, and banana peels. I hope you're excited to try them out in your own garden and watch your plants thrive. But don't stop here. Hit that like button, share your favorite plant care tips in the comments, and subscribe for more awesome gardening hacks. Until next time, happy planting.